So hello everyone, welcome back, and today we are going to discuss the CGL Tier 1 live test that was held from the June 12th to June 14th. So what's the first question of the day? The first question that is being asked here is Article 351 of the Indian Constitution contains directives for the development and promotion of which language? So guys, is it Hindi? Is it Sanskrit? Is it English? Or is it option number D? That is all regional languages that are listed in the 8th schedule. So what do you think? What should be the correct answer, guys? So here Article 351 of the Indian Constitution contains directives for the development and promotion of Hindi language, right? And what about the others? So see, if I talk about the Sanskrit language, so Sanskrit is specially mentioned in Article 351, right? As a primary source from which Hindi should draw its vocab. But the directive itself is for the development of Hindi. So that's why Hindi was the correct answer. And Article 351 falls under the part 17th, that is official language of the Indian Constitution. So guys, again, this is official language, right? But it's mentioned, it's not national language. That's the main misconception which most of the candidates have. Okay, what's the next question? Why is a carbon composite core preferred over solid aluminium or wood in modern vaulting poles used in a track and field? So guys, you can link it with the physics portion. So the option number A is given. Carbon composite materials remain completely rigid on the impact, ensuring the athlete's horizontal momentum is preserved. Guys, no, that's wrong. Carbon composite fibers often offer high tensile strength and elastic energy storage, bending deeply to convert horizontal kinetic energy into vertical lift safely. So that's absolutely correct. So guys, here the correct answer is option number B. And yes, you need to know about a few basics here. So modern world is a classic demonstration for the law of conservation of energy. What is it? So law of conservation of energy means that it states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but yes, it can be transferred from one form to another, right? So here the if I talk about this kinetic energy, that is half mv square. So the conversion of kinetic energy into elastic potential energy and ultimately into the gravitational potential energy, where what is m? M stands for mass, G stands for acceleration due to gravity, and H is the height basically, right? So here option number B was absolutely correct. So we'll proceed with the next question. Next question. The next is, which of the following reflects Karnataka's rich musical instrument heritage? The first option that is given here is Karnataka's traditional instruments completely lack membranophones, relying strictly on the iodophones like crumbles. Guys, second is instruments like chant and medal are vital precursive elements in Yakshigan theatre used to dynamically elevate dramatic expressions. And guys, Yakshigan, from this you have seen lots of questions in the examination. So yes, it's related with the examination as well. So it's the most important part that you must remember. So let's discuss few more things about it. So option number B will be the correct answer here. So why option number B is correct? So Yakshigan is a traditional theatre from the Karnataka that relies heavily on the powerful background music ensemble that's known as the Himala. So this that is generally that was mentioned here. It's a loud, high-pitched cylindrical drum which is played with the sticks, and medley, a barrel-shaped drum played with hands, are the rhythmic backbones of this art form. The chant is specifically used to accentuate fears, dramatic battles, or demonic entries, while the medal handles the softer, classical nuances of the performance. So here, only and only option number B was correct, right? Next, what's the next question? The next is, which of the following statements is or are correct? So gross value added, that is GVA, is an economic productivity metric that measures the contribution of a corporate, subsidy company, or a municipality to an economy producer sector or region. GVA is the output of the country less the intermediate consumption, which is the difference between the gross output and the net output. And the third statement is GVA gives the picture from the consumer side or demand perspective. So which of the following statement is or are correct? So guys, option number 1 and 2 are correct, but this option number 3 is wrong. Now 1 and 2, that is option number A is the correct answer here. That means, so we'll go with option number A. So what is it? So GVA is an economic productivity metric that measures the contribution of a corporate subsidy, company or municipality to an economy producer, sector or region. GVA is the output of the country less the intermediate consumption, which is the difference between the gross output and net output. So here, the both the statements that were given in the very starting, they were correct. What about this? Dr. Thomas has been appointed as the Director of Biotechnology Research Innovation of Council, National Center for Cell Science, Pune. So Dr. Thomas received which prestigious award in 2018? What do you think? So is it Padma Shri? Is it Infosys Prize? Yes, that's Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize. That is option number C will be the correct answer. So there are few other things about him that we need to discuss. So Dr. Thomas has been appointed as the Director of Biotechnology Research and Innovation, Council, National Center for Cell Science. So he started his independent research career at IISc, that is Indian Institute of Science, Engineering and Research, IISER. So Pune, where he is currently a professor in the Department of Bio. So here the correct answer was option number C only, and that's Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize. Next question. That's again from the physics. Why do ice cubes at 0 degree centigrade cool a beverage more effectively than the same mass of liquid at 0 degree centigrade? So guys, ice has a higher specific heat capacity than liquid water. No. Ice absorbs additional heat from the beverage to break its crystalline bonds through latent heat of fusion. That's correct. So guys, you might be confused. So what do you mean by this latent heat? So latent heat is basically the hidden heat. Latent heat is basically the hidden heat. And one more thing, guys, here the perfect example can be, let's say I'm talking about an ice cube, right? And that ice cube, let's say it's at 0 degree centigrade. So my question is, when you will take out this ice cube from your freezer, at that time you'll find H2O in how many states? I just want to note this answer. And I'm giving the option also 1, 2, 3 or 4. So these are the four options. In how many states water will be present? Can you please answer this? And it's important to understand. So I want this answer from you people guys. Please tell me, what do you think, what should be the correct answer? By the time, let me check, is everything going well? 1 second. Yeah. So can you please answer this? And in this case, guys, you must remember this because that's important. Okay, so that means everything is clearly visible. Can you please answer this? Okay, so I am getting back to my point. And in this case, guys, you must remember. 1 second. Yeah. So here I was asking you, why do how many states will be present? So guys, please remember, whenever someone discusses about this question, always remember, whenever we will take out the ice cube, we know that it's already in the solid form, right? But slowly, that solid form will convert into the liquid form, and also at the same time, vapors are also present. So we can say at the same temperature, water is present in three states. And since water is present in the three states at that same temperature, that's known as triple point of water. What is it known as? That's known as triple point of water. And in your examination, previously this has been asked, you have to tell about the value, the temperature. So the temperature is 0.01 degree centigrade. What is it? 0.01 degree centigrade, and yes, option number B is the correct answer here. Okay. Next, what's the next question? Next is, which of the following statements related to literature of Delhi Sultanate is or are correct? So the first is, Tehreek-e-Hind was authored by Al-Baruni. Tughlaq-Nama was authored by Ziauddin Barani, and option number C is Shahnama was written by Firdausi. So what do you think? What should be the correct answer, guys? So here, Tughlaq-Nama was not authored by Ziauddin, but yes, Tehqiq-e-Hind was authored by Al-Baruni and Shahnama was written by Firdausi. So A and C I can find in option number C. So only C and A is the correct answer. But guys, in the examination there might be other things also that might be asked, right? So I've created a chart. If you want, you can take the screenshot as well. That's mentioned here. So Tehqiq-e-Hind was authored by Al-Baruni. He wrote about the slave dynasty. After talking about the slave dynasty, or we can talk about the Mamluk dynasty. So here we'll discuss about what Kutubuddin Aibak, right? We have discussed this about this in the past live test. Okay. Tughlaq-Nama was authored by Amir Khusro. It gives the account of Ghiyasuddin's reign. Shahnama was written by Firdausi, and it is about the Muhammad Ghazni's reign. So talking about the books, so Fatawati Firoz, that was written by Firozshah Tughlaq. Khamsa by Amir Khusro. Then Khazain ul Futuh, again Amir Khusro. Kitab fi Tehqiq, Al-Baruni. Nu Sifir, Amir Khusro. Kitabul Rehla, Ibn Battuta, that was traveler, right? Shahnama, Firdausi, that was mentioned here, and Tabaqati Nasiri, that is Minhaj us Siraj. So here, these are the books and authors, and they are important ones. You must remember them. Fine. Proceeding further, the next question is this. So here we have the assertion reason. So here assertion is at just 16 years, Mayank Chakravarti has officially achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first ever Grandmaster from Assam and entire Northeast region. That's absolutely correct. There's nothing wrong here. The reason is given. Mayank Chakravarti secured his ultimate Grandmaster title by finishing as championship winner at the national level tournament held in Guwahati, Assam. So as now what do you think? What is the correct answer? So in this case, we'll say sir only option number A is true, but R is false. So why? So let's have an explanation on that. A is true, no doubt about it. So see what happened. He secured his Grand Goldmaster nom at 8th uh, Grandmaster tournament in Hotel Stockholm North in Sweden, not at the national level tournament Guwahati. And that's the reason option number 2 was wrong, but obviously option number E is correct. So A is right, but R is not the correct explanation. That's the point. So option number C is the correct answer. Next. Which of the following statements about Green Revolution in India are correct? The first statement is given. The Green Revolution refers to a period of agricultural transformation that began in 1960s. Second is it primarily focused on the introduction of HYVs, that is high yielding varieties of wheat and rice. So guys, in this case, yes, that's also correct. This is also correct. The Green Revolution resulted in a significant decrease in the use of fertilizer and pesticide. Now just think about it. So we are talking about Green Revolution, right? And it is saying that decrease in the use of fertilizers and pesticides. Now guys, here obviously option number 1 and 2 are correct, but we need to understand about the third part also. Here, the point that was mentioned here is, so see the other practices included the HY high yielding variety of seeds, irrigation infrastructure, use of pesticides, insecticides and herbicides, consolidation of holdings, land reforms, improved rural infrastructure, supply of agriculture credit, use of chemical or synthetic fertilizers, use of sprinklers, drip irrigation systems, and use of advanced machinery. So there was an increased use of pesticides and fertilizers, and this is the reason why statement number 3 was incorrect, because they were used basically at that time, and that was helping in the increase in production. So yep, option number C was incorrect there. I mean the statement of third was incorrect. Which of the following correctly describes the Maha Sandhi Vigrah in the Gupta dynasty administration? The first one is the Superintendent of Judicial Affairs and Chief Magistrate of the capital city. Second is the Chief Officer in charge of Royal Storehouse and Revenue Collection. The third one is the Military Commander directly managing cavalry recruitment and training. And the fourth one is Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Peace and War, who drafted treaties with the regional states. So guys, Maha Sandhi Vigrah in the Gupta's dynasty administration is linked with ministers of foreign affairs, peace and war who drafted treaties with regional states, and I'll go with option number D here, right? So what's the correct answer? D is the correct answer. Here it's mentioned. So the Maha Sandhi Vigrah, the term it is derived from the Sanskrit words, that is Sandhi, that means the alliance or peace. Vigrah, that is the war or separation. Thus Maha Sandhi Vigrah was the Grand Minister of Peace and War, essentially the Foreign Minister, right? So that's why option number D was correct. Next. The next is about the census. So guys, these tests are giving you the idea what kind of questions are framed in the examination. You must remember that the question from the census, these dance forms and all, they are very important. So what percentage of the world's total population resides in India according to census 2011? So is it 15.2%, 16.5%, 17.5 or 18.2? So the percentage of the world's total population resides in India according that is 17.5 according to 2011 data census. Okay, so here while India accounts for only about 2.4% of the world's total land area, but if I talk about the population, so it supports a proportionately large share of the global population. According to 2011 census of India, population of India was approximately 1.21 billion, which represents 17.5% of the world's total population at that time, right? So what is it? 17.5 will be the perfect answer. Next is about the Union Council of Ministers. So Prime Minister is the head. So which of the following statements about the Union Council of Ministers is or are true? Article 74 of the Constitution states that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President, that is to help and advise the President. The total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, shall not exceed 10% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. That's wrong. So obviously the statement number 1 is correct. So I'll go with option number A. So let's go in the detailed explanation as well. So clause 1 we have already discussed, that's correct. So clause 1A to article 75 of the constitution was inserted by the 71st constitutional amendment act of 2003. It states that total number of ministers including the prime minister and the council of ministers shall not exceed the 15% of the total number of house of people. So it was 15 basically, right? So it must not exceed 15. That's the point. Next, during the National Conference on Strategic Trade Controls, that is NCSTC 2026, the SCOMET framework was discussed as a key mechanism to regulate the export of items with a dual use of sensitive applications. What does SCOMET stand for in this context? So is it strategic commodities export management? Is it sensitive and controlled military equipment trade? Is it special chemicals, organisms, materials, equipment and technologies? Or is it security compliance of modern engineering trade? So guys, that is special chemicals, organisms, materials, equipment and technologies. So the correct answer is option number C only, and we'll go with option number C here. Next. Who wrote the novel The Loneliness of Sonia and the Sunny? So, was it written by Meera, Kiran, Banu, or Marjan? So, what do you think? So, the novel The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny was written by Kiran Desai. Now, more about it. So, The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny is a 2025 novel by Kiran Desai. The novel was shortlisted for the 2025 Booker Prize as well, with the narrative taking place mostly between 96 and 2002. Novel tells the story of Sonia and Sunny, both Indian, one a student in Vermont and the other a recent graduate from Columbia planning to immigrate to the US, whose families are long acquainted uh, before they first encounter one another on a train in India. The meeting leads to an extended romance between the two young characters through the thrum and churn of the post-colonial world. So guys, since this book was shortlisted for 2025 Booker Prize, that's why it is famous. So yes, any of the book that has been in news, you cannot miss that. That's important. Fine. Next is Read the following statements marked as assertion and reason, and you have to mark the correct options. Assertion is given: the State Energy and Climate Index SECI report released by Niti Aayog categorizes states in frontrunners, achievers, and aspirants based on their performance across parameters like clean energy initiatives and energy efficiency. Reason is given: state level data indexing allows Niti Aayog to foster cooperative and competitive federalism by encouraging states to benchmark their performances against the peers. So here both the statements are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. So I'll go with option number A this time. Here the statement is factually accurate, that was mentioned there, and reason is also accurate. So one of the Niti Aayog's core administrative mandates is to introduce objective ranking indices like the Innovation Index, SDG, India Index, and SECI to generate constructive competition among the states, driving them to improve the policy implementation to climb up the ranks. So yes, both the statements are correct and R is the correct expression of A. Next, which constitutional amendment is known for reducing the voting age in India from 21 years to 12 years from 21 years, let me write, to 18 years for Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly elections? Is it 44th Amendment Act 1978? Is it 73rd Amendment Act 1992? Is it 61st Amendment Act 1989? Or is it 86th Amendment Act 2002? Sorry. So it is 61st Amendment Act 1989. And that's the important question as well. More about it. So 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1989 amended Article 326 of the Indian Constitution to lower the voting age from 21 to 18 years, right? So this was done in order to promote the youth participation. Okay. 44th Amendment Act 1978 enacted to undergo several uh, authoritarian provisions introduced during the emergency by 42nd Amendment. 73rd Amendment Act 1992 granted constitutional status to the Panchayati Raj institutions, that is the rural local governments, and 86th Amendment Act, that is of 2002, made free and compulsory education for children between the ages of 6 and 14 a fundamental right under Article 21A. That's it. Next we have, what is the designated orbital regime for ISRO's, that is Indian Space Research Organization's, upcoming Shukrayaan 1, that is Venus orbiter mission satellite to study the Venusian atmosphere? So is it low Earth orbit, that is LEO? Is it geostationary transfer orbit, that is GTO? Is it highly elliptical polar orbit around Venus, or is it sun synchronous orbit, SSO? So yes, that is highly elliptical polar orbit around Venus. That's the correct answer. But we need to understand more about it going forward. So for planetary missions like Shukrayaan 1, the spacecraft must leave Earth's orbit entirely. Once it arrives at Venus, it will be inserted into a highly elliptical polar orbit. So this specific orbital regime allows the satellite to get very close to the planet at its nearest point of high resolution radar imaging of the surface, while reaching farther away as its farther point to study broader Venusian atmospheric dynamics and solar wind interactions over time. So here option number C was the correct answer. Next is, what does the term ippon signify when awarded during a judo match? So it's a penalty given to a player for passivity or avoiding combat, the highest possible score which instantly ends the match and declares scorer the winner. Third one is the half point score requiring a second similar score to win the match. Last one is a tactical reset ordered by the referee when both the players reach a stalemate on the ground. So what is the answer? So the term ippon actually signifies the highest possible score which instantly ends the match and declares the scorer the winner. So here In judo, ippon is the ultimate scoring achievement equivalent to a knockout in boxing or pin in wrestling. So it is awarded for a throw executed with the maximum force, speed or control and largely onto the opponent's back, or for a submissive via an arm clock, choke or a 20-second ground pin. Achieving an ippon instantly concludes the contest. So why other options were incorrect? So penalty given by the passivity is known as shido. The half point score is known as Waza-ari, right? And a tactical reset ordered by the referee to bring players back to their feet from the ground is called mate. So these were the terms that are linked with this game. Next, again, this is the second question from the census. So with respect to census 2011, consider the following statements. Uttar Pradesh has the largest source of interstate migrants. Second one is a person located at a place different from the place of the birth is a migrant. Obviously, both these statements are correct, so I'll go with both 1 and 2. Guys, and if you are born in UP, so you will have the domicile of UP, right? But if you are from another location, so you will be considered as migrant here because you are born somewhere and you have come here, so that's what migrant is. And Uttar Pradesh has the largest source of interstate migrants. That's absolutely correct. So here 1 and 2 both are correct. So that's done. Next, how many carved monolithic pillars form the musical pillars assembly in the Ranga Mandap of the Vittal temple at Hampi? One of the best location of India, Hampi. And even on the 50 rupees note, you have seen the chariot. That's basically from the Hampi only. And also the location where Ram Bhagwanji killed Bali. That's Hampi only. The location at which Bhagwanji Hanumanji was born, that that Parvat is located near Hampi only. So Hampi is one of the most famous location related to the Ramayana's background also, and also it's linked with the Krishna Dev Rai's empire as well, right? So in short, yeah, if I talk about the musical pillars assembly in the Rangamandap of the Vittal temple at Hampi, that's 56 pillars, and option number C will be the correct answer. So 56 pillars is the correct answer. So Rangamandap of the 16th century Vittal temple in Hampi is famous for 56 musical players, also known as Saregama pillars. When tapped gently, these monolithic granite pillars emit distinct musical notes. Next. Which of the following statements about folk dance is or are correct? So it is a traditional folk dance performed primarily by the agricultural community of Haryana during the festival month of Fagun. The dance is an exclusive male art form where women are strictly prohibited from participating or playing the accompanying instrument. So guys, what do you think? What is the correct answer? So it is a traditional folk dance performed primarily by the agriculture community of Haryana during the festive month of Fagun. That's correct. But this statement is wrong. So I'll go with just option number A. That is option number A is only correct. Why was it incorrect? Because folk dance is actually a mixed folk dance where both participates, men and women. And at that time it was mentioned that only men dances, sorry, women are not allowed. That's wrong. Next, which of the following best captures the cultural essence and unique rituals of Ambubachi Mela celebrated at the Kamakhya temple in Assam? That's one of the most famous temple. That is Kamakhya temple. It's nearby Guwahati, right? And it's linked with the Kamakhya Devi, basically, right? So from the Hindu mythology, it's very important. Okay, so the fair features high energy boat races on the Brahmaputra River to welcome the harvest season. Second is the temple remains closed for 3 days to symbolize the annual mensuration of the goddess. So that's correct, basically, right? So here option number B is correct, and more about it. So Ambubachi Mela is an annual Hindu Mela at Kamakhya temple during the monsoon. It celebrates the belief that the presiding goddess Kamakhya, that is the mother Shakti, goes through her annual cycle of menstruation. No religious activities are performed inside the temple during these 3 days. Okay, next. So here identify the following statements and tell which of the following are correct. The Servant of India Society was performed by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Sorry, formed by. Sorry, my mistake. So the Servant of the India Society was formed by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Okay. He was the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi ji. That's again correct. The Servant of India Society was formed in 1905. That's 1905. All the three statements are correct. So guys, no need to discuss anything here. We'll go with just option number D in this case, right? So all things that I mentioned, the Servants of India Society was founded by Gopal Krishna Gokhale on June 12, 1905. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, the senior leader of Indian National Congress and the founder of Servants of Indian Society, he is known to be the mentor of Mahatma Gandhi. So all these statements that were mentioned, they all are correct here. Next. Which of these biomolecules functions as the primary hereditary material stored inside the cell nucleus, directing all cellular activities in protein synthesis? Guys, is it RNA, hemoglobin, DNA, or collagen? So RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. That's not the answer. Hemoglobin, that's present in the blood, and it's the main reason for because of which the blood is red in color. And yes, if its quantity is less than 14 in the male, its male is considered to be anemic in nature. And if similarly, if in the females it's less than 12%, female will be considered as anemic. DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, that's absolutely right. So DNA functions as the primary hereditary material stored inside the cell nucleus, directing all the cellular activities and protein synthesis. So we'll go with option number C, that is DNA is the correct answer. The final question is, which of the following district state combinations are correctly matched with respect to the major copper reserves in India? So first one is Singhbhum in Odisha, Jhunjhunu in Rajasthan, Balaghat in Maharashtra, or Nellore in Jharkhand. What do you think? So Jhunjhunu of Rajasthan is the correct answer. That is option number B will be the correct answer. So Rajasthan holds the largest reserves of the copper ore in India. Jhunjhunu district is the home to the famous Khetri Copper Belt, which is managed by the public sector undertaking HCL, that is Copper Limited, and stands as one of the India's most historic and significant copper producing zones. So, if I talk about this Singhbhum, so it's highly famous for copper mining, and but it is not. It is located in Jharkhand. It's not in Odisha. That's the point. Then Balaghat contains the massive Malajkhand copper deposit, but it belongs to Madhya Pradesh. That's not Maharashtra. Again, that's why it was wrong. And Nellore is primarily renowned for its high-grade mica deposits that is there in Andhra Pradesh and not in Jharkhand. Okay, so that's why Jhunjhunu of Rajasthan was the perfect answer here. So we'll go with option number B. So guys, everything is done here. Now there's an important announcement for you people. So guys, if you wanna prepare for any of the examination, what you can do, either you're preparing for the SSC or railways, you can go to the Oliveboard website and you'll type Oliveboard. So when this page opens, you can go to the dashboard. In the dashboard, you'll find option of SSC plus railways super LED batch. Just click on it. And once you click on it, so here you have all the live courses, all the tests, right? Paid batches. Apart from that, even if you miss the classes, you'll have the recorded sessions. So 1200 plus live sessions of SSC, 600 plus live session of the railways, 300 plus concept videos, 900 plus mock test, typing test, everything is present in it. So you can just click on this option. It is enroll now. And here's the sale is going on in which you are getting the double validity and also 45% off. So here you can use the code select for the maximum discount. So just click on it, type the code select, SELECT, and once you type it, apply the coupon code, you'll get the maximum discount. So that's all from my end, guys. We'll meet in the next class then. Till then, please take care, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can just let me in the comment section. I'll surely revert you there. Okay, so one more thing, guys, from tomorrow onwards we are going to start with the science section, and I'm starting with the physics first. So tomorrow I'll be taking the session of scalar and vector quantities, and that too completely with the animation. So now it will be like this, that on the 3 or 4 days in the consecutive manner, we'll have the theoretical classes along with the animation and all, and then on the fourth or fifth day you will be having the session from all those sessions which we have discussed, the theoretical portion, and also you will get the free e-PDF, that is free ebook will be given to all the candidates. And this I'm starting from tomorrow itself. So tomorrow there will be launching at 5 p.m. And yes, we'll start with the scalar vector quantities, and we'll discuss the electricity, magnetism, all those chapters. And from here, what kind of questions are being asked in the examination, we'll be keeping all those questions, and along with that, most expected questions plus PYPs, and then ebook will be given to you all free of cost. So please do subscribe our channel. Do not miss any of the session. Please mark the timing. That's 5 p.m. daily. We'll meet tomorrow now at 5 p.m. Till then, please take care. Bye bye guys. Jai Hind. And for the examination, all the very best. Please take care.